When people talk about the greatest World Cup teams ever, two names always come back. The legendary champions of Brazil 1970, the dominant masters of Spain 2010. And at first, the comparison almost feels impossible, because these teams did not dominate in the same way. Brazil 1970 felt like football at its most beautiful. Spain 2010 felt like football at its most controlled. One team played like art, the other played like total control. And that is exactly why this debate is so interesting. Because this is not just a comparison between two champions. It is a comparison between two completely different visions of greatness. Brazil 1970 looked magical. They had flair, freedom, confidence, and a level of technical brilliance that made the game feel almost joyful. This was a team filled with iconic names: Pelé, Jairzinho, Tostão, Rivellino, Carlos Alberto. And what made them so special was not just individual quality, it was the feeling they created. They played like a team that believed football should inspire fear and beauty at the same time. They attacked with rhythm. They moved with freedom. And when they clicked, they looked almost impossible to contain. That is why so many people still describe Brazil 1970 as the most iconic World Cup team ever. Not just because they won, but because they made winning look unforgettable. Now compare that to Spain 2010. Spain did not feel like chaos or freedom. Spain felt like control. Cold, patient, precise control. Where Brazil overwhelmed you with imagination, Spain suffocated you with possession. This was a team built on dominance through the ball. Xavi, Iniesta, David Villa, Sergio Busquets, Carles Puyol. They did not always destroy opponents with huge scorelines. They destroyed them by taking away hope. That was Spain's real power. If Brazil made football feel open and alive, Spain made football feel closed. Every pass had a purpose. Every movement had structure. Every phase of the game felt calculated. And that made them terrifying in a completely different way. Brazil 1970 felt like a team you would remember forever. Spain 2010 felt like a team you could not escape. So who was better? That depends on what you value most. If you value beauty, flair, unforgettable attacking moments, and iconic aura, Brazil 1970 has a powerful case. They felt bigger than a team. They felt like football mythology. But if you value control, tactical superiority, structure, and the ability to dominate the game almost completely, Spain 2010 has a case that is just as strong. They turned possession into power, and power into inevitability. That is what makes this comparison so difficult. Brazil 1970 may have represented football at its most romantic. Spain 2010 may have represented football at its most intelligent. One team gave the game its magic. The other gave the game its blueprint. And maybe that is why this debate never really ends. Because both teams won the World Cup. Both teams changed how people thought about football. And both teams became symbols of an era. Brazil 1970 became the dream. Spain 2010 became the machine. So now the question is simple. If you had to choose one team at its peak, Brazil 1970 or Spain 2010, who do you think was better?